Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground. If you have anything you could add, please send it to Southern Prepper 1, the number 1 at yahoo.com. I appreciate everyone that's sending stuff in. I'm trying to get to every single one of you. It's almost impossible, but I still read every single one. I might not report every one, but I appreciate it. It's just another bullet point. And good news is good too. It gives us a bullet point. So anything is a bullet point. It doesn't matter if it's bad news, good news. It just lets us figure out what's going on inside the United States. A lot of people are wondering, are there shortages in blue areas compared to red areas or vice versa? Is it metro areas? Is it, way out in the country? Is it closer to a seaport? Is it closer to a distribution center? I don't have the answers yet. I'm trying to figure that out, but let's get right into Boots on the Ground. One overall observation I have is that the people in the New York metro area, to include family and friends, seem to have no inkling of what is happening and how it will end. Having worked in the supermarkets several years in my younger days, I remember, and to this day, the population will panic in anticipation of a major storm. Unfortunately, it seems that many will not have the opportunity to prepare this time. Even if they do, it will just buy them a little bit short time. This is from Northern Illinois. My local gun store is no longer able to get Magpul PMags. However, they do have other Magpul items. They also have aluminum GI style magazines that have gone up in price from between $11 and $12. Now they're about $25 each. 9mm ammo is about $17 a box. 45 ACP is about $40 a box. Slugs are not available for 12 gauge. 308 and 5.56 is limited availability. Now take it, this is Northern Illinois. It might be different in your area. I'm in upstate New York and was at Walmart in the Cobleskill, New York area. Their produce was horrendous. So many of their fruits, vegetables, example, tomatoes and strawberries, visible mold on them. It appears if the mold has either spread to the all the other items that there was next to. Produce is terrible. It is widespread. I don't know if it's because they don't have a lot to sell, so they're selling stuff that they normally would just scrap, or are they waiting for a full truck? And in the process of waiting for a full truck to make that shipment, they're sitting for extra days in a warehouse or on a loading dock, and this is resulting in very poor produce. We went to Walmart this weekend. The slice of French bread in the bakery went from $1 to $1.49 in 1 week. That's a 50%, almost 50% increase in inflation. Very little lunch meat, low stock throughout the store. We have a very large family. Our grocery bill has increased by approximately 45%. We're unable to afford that, so we have stopped buying all the extras. We used to get the $1 2-liter sodas and the Walmart brand cookies because they were under $1.50 a pack. My kids were able to have a little soda and cookies as a treat. Not anymore. My kids are not overweight, and a couple are naturally very skinny. In the evenings now, they will say they are hungry. They have stated, and I think maybe they're growing, but I know that is because they are consuming less calories. It breaks my heart. Also, we went to Aldi's this weekend. They installed sliding panels on the front of their refrigerator sections. When the panel closes off a section, it looks like a wall. So about 25% of the refrigerated sections was blocked by the panel. The remaining stock was then pushed to a smaller area. This gave the appearance of a fully stocked refrigerator. This is from South Central Ohio. I do all the budgeting and grocery shopping in my family. Unless we're running very low on something, I only shop once a month at a few stores, Kroger's, Walmart's, and Sam's Clubs. But before I do, I go onto all the stores' apps and find the best price. I keep a ledger, what I've been spending, so I can budget accordingly. There has been a steadily increase from month to month, but August has been the worst yet. I will just give you a few examples. A Sam's Club 10 pounds of yellow potatoes in July was $7.49. Now it is $9.98. That's about $2.50 increase. Onions are up $2 a pound and they're small. Coffee is horrible. In July, a big can of Folgers was $9. Now it is $13. This person is just very meticulous about their records, and it's astonishing to find out the increase is way more than 9%. I would guess 30, 40, 50% on lots of items in the stores. This person's saying, I shop here regularly. This would be the Perry, Georgia Walmart. I saw the entire grocery area had a smaller footprint than ever before. Shelves and a few floor coolers no longer even in the store. They removed them. The clothing section and housewares aren't that large now either. A lot of things in short supply here. Gas station. This would be the Walmart. 8 pumps. They were out of gas. And they were completely out of gas on a regular basis. When I was coming back, I stopped in Virginia and I saw a lot of gas stations had bags over them. They had no premium, they had no mid-grade, they just had the basic unleaded. This is Washington State. This person got a notice. They had been retired from nursing for 9 years. They said, the notice said, we are hiring RNs in the Little Rock area. We have full-time 12-hour shifts and full-time Monday through Friday 8 to 5 shifts available. All RN positions are offering a $10,000 bonus. $10,000 bonus. And they said no dialysis experience needed. This is for a place that specializes in dialysis. So they're so desperate, $10,000. I have received reports of other places paying a premium of $1,000 and $2,000 a shift. Not for the whole week. It is a shift. They are so short on RN nurses. Let's switch over to northern British Columbia, Canada. He said diesel has come down to around $2 per liter, which is about $9 per gallon, and it's holding there. We just checked with the fruit truck that delivers fruit from southern British Columbia orchards, and peaches are $3 a pound. Strawberries, $3 a pound. The fruit truck driver said everyone is asking double the price from last year. He told us that he stayed in a motel. The cheapest room was $288 for an average room, and none were cheaper. Everything continues to go up and up and up. But so far, the store shelves are staying full. But we're seeing a lot of shelf fronting in many of the stores, and shrinkflation is starting to be noticeable on products. This is, my wife and I have been adding food to our food stuff and been keeping an eye on the amount of 50-pound rice bags in the local Sam's Club in Brandon, Florida. Last week, all forms of rice had a minimum of 2 full pallets of rice. That was roughly 2 foot wide, 2 foot long, 6 foot high in size, with long grain rice being the most picked. Today, my wife went for a food stop, and she looked at the rice. The one particular rice was completely cleaned out. She didn't ask when the new shipment was going to come, but food shortage to extent has been very low and uncommon in this part. But he thinks it's starting to see more. It's starting to finally hit his area and taking effect. So if you still have plenty in your area, just stock up to what you think you're going to consume. We live in a low-income apartment building where our electric and water bill is paid through our rent. We have lost our building cleaning lady due to not being able to afford her for the complex. We lost the groundskeepers because they couldn't afford to pay them. The maintenance man has been told no money left to purchase items, and any repair he has to do, they have no money to hire any outside contractors to fix anything. Grass is more than 1 foot high in places. Now waiting to see if trash pickup is halted and utilities are cut off. I'm a physically handicapped veteran with a power chair and need electricity in order to use elevators from the 3rd floor. And that's in Richmond, Indiana, I believe. That is very depressing. I do not want you to hear this and get depressed. Yes, there's a lot of people suffering. I want you to use this opportunity to lay it on your heart. And if there's someone in your area that needs help, help them. Do something positive with all this negativity. Also, all this negativity and bad news should help you prep harder, should be more motivated to put back what you need so you can take care of your family and also take care of others in a time of need. I live outside a small town in southern Mississippi. I went into town today for a specific purpose of purchasing starter plants for our fall garden. I was looking for really collards and broccoli. I first stopped at my local feed and seed. They had no plants in their greenhouse. I went inside to get seeds. Basically, the only thing they had was a large sack of turnip seeds and 1 large sack of mustard seeds. Then I went went to Home Depot. The garden center was completely closed because they had no workers. So I then went over to the garden center at Walmart. I think the photo speaks for itself. The plant section was empty. The photographs had all the metal stands and plastic stands for all the plants and flowers. Not a single one. Also, the driver's side window of my car got cracked. I have used Safelite Auto in the past and never taken more than a couple of days to get glass replaced. This time the wait was 2.5 weeks. The first supplier could never fill the order for the window, so they had to order from a second supplier, and it took a little over a week for the window to come in and another 3 days waiting for it to be installed. Definitely not the kind of service as in the past. This person said, in the last year, 6 packs of canned chicken breasts have gone from $10 to $18 in a year, and this would be at Sam's Club. Also, they're saying that the average rainfall for Metro, I think it's Kansas City area, since June 1st was only 7.08 inches, and in some areas they've only gotten 3.5. The normal should be about 11.25. So they're drastically low on rain. Farmers need this rain. They also said, I've only heard 2 trains today on the east-west line that is next to town. Let's move over to Texas. This is a Walmart. This person said, I think it's from Stevensville, Texas, no Oreos, no heavy cream. They had Gatorade, but limited supply with a lot of empty shelves. They're also, the price of the small bottles have gone up. Limited supply of almond milk. Lettuce head in the fridge area back by the lunch meat, not in the produce area. Limited lunch meat with higher prices. No Coke Zero. And on about other things that were short. They also said they purchased some coffee, and it was supposed to be $5.12 by the tag, and it rang up $8.98. They would not honor the price on the shelf. They had to pay the full price of $8.98. So eventually that could start up. This person said, okay, I was in the bank today to withdraw money. The outside ATM wasn't working. I went inside and found out that their entire banking system was down. They couldn't do anything. I couldn't get my money. This is Liberty National Bank, a small local bank, not a big widespread bank. Had 2 people in there talking to a loan officer because they're about to lose their farm and they need a loan that they couldn't get. Went to the vet to get a new blue soft cone for my cat. At the end of May, it was $12. Today it is almost $19. Our local grocery store is usually stocked well, but has been high and is not too high, but most people can't afford the food. So this person is seeing people in there that are probably not buying everything they need just because of the cost. Still in the drought and not seeing much relief. School is starting soon, and we were worried about not having enough food to have for our lunch. Our culinary department went $90,000 over budget for 21-22. Now I don't know if they do public school, if it's a college, what, but she definitely works in the culinary department, and they went over $90,000. This year, with the cost of food, I probably think she's going to go way over budget because of the increased cost. This is from, I call her Shark Lady in Pennsylvania. She says, yes, preparing for SHTF and all the other crazy things that can happen is important, but she wants to stress and make me stress to you power of attorneys, wills, medical directives, all these little things in life. We've had people die in our family recently. We had to take care of the funeral arrangements. My wife took care of that wonderfully and got everything done. But if you have the time and ability and the money, start looking at where you're going to be buried. Take care of this so your family won't have the shock of your death plus the shock of having nothing prepared. So write everything down. If you have to get an attorney involved, get your will done. It will mean a lot to your loved ones if a lot of these things are done. This person said, my son builds houses. One of their crews took delivery on some lumber for a screen porch today. The entire bunk was moldy and had to be returned. I also visited a local cafe that should have been busy last week due to a local event. It's called the 700 Mile Yard Sale. But the owner said that only 1 customer came in from that event. Also, the local owned gun shop is also reporting less business. The owner told him today that they're well stocked with ammo and it's a reasonable price, but nobody is buying. Nobody is wanting to spend their money because they got to spend it on other things, food, electric, and the list goes on and on. This person lives in the upstate New York. This past Sunday, our pastor made an appeal for our church food bank. He said that they assist several families in the congregation and they're running short. I went shopping on Monday and picked up several items from the list. The woman who runs the food bank was so grateful. She said recently people have been coming in off the streets looking for food. It made me so happy to help that I went shopping again today. I don't think our area has been hit as hard as some other areas yet, but the prices are rising and I'm seeing some intermittent shortages here and there. So if you see a problem and if you're financially able to fix it, fix it. A lot of times we see problems and we see people suffering because the Lord puts those people in front of us. Maybe it's a test to see how generous we are. But if you have the means to help someone and it's not going to break your bank or hurt your family, please take care of it. This person said, I stopped at a local grocery outlet in North Idaho this past weekend. They had ketchup we like, so we bought 4 bottles. 3 of them rang up for $1.99 as marked on the shelf. One of them rang up as $2.49. The checker noticed this, how incorrect it was, and they also noticed there was a new UPC placed over the original UPC. The product description did display collect on the register. Manager did correct it for a $1.99 price. So be very careful when you're buying things. Things are messed up. A lot of things are not being priced correctly because they don't have the time to change the signs. I just tried to buy 3 peaches at Walmart today. They were $1 a pound, which was okay since the day before they were $2.38 a pound. I weighed them in the produce department at the digital scale and it said 1.64 pounds. When I used the self-checkout, it weighed my peaches at 2.75 pounds. They were just normal, regular peaches. I called for help and told her that it was weighing my fruit too heavy. She removed the charge and we tried to weigh just 1 peach and said it was at 1 pound 1.15 ounces. This is just not possible. I was told that it was the price and take it or leave it. I left. If the scale is wrong for me, and then everyone else could be being overcharged too. I'm betting most people are in a hurry and don't notice it or just buy it anyways. This is Myrtle Beach. The people says it's seasonal and it actually seems like it's off season. I'm a bus driver for a day camp. They had a field trip this morning. Another driver and I decided to go have breakfast while the kids were at the field trip. We went to a pancakes house and parked. The lot was quarter full. When we went inside, the customers were all seated in only one half of the restaurant and the hostess seemed frantic. Only a quarter of the side of the dining room was occupied, but she put us on a waiting list. I asked why the wait with 25 tables and booths open. She replied with rolling eyes, we only have 4 servers. After 5 minutes we were seated and got coffee right away, but waited a little bit for our meal. Prices are up. $12 for 2 egg home fries and ham and coffee. A lot of the restaurants here are not busy, but their problem is also keeping up because they don't have enough workers. Also went to the area Walmart and vegetables were almost rotted. Deli meat was bad after a couple days. I'm sure and ready for this to get worse. Also got an email from the county telling us our water bill will go up 4% and our electric bill 4.5%. I've been prepping for 2 years and do believe that the Lord led me to start. Not many of my family and friends are prepping. Woe to them. This is from Anchorage, Alaska. The Fred Meyer's Kroger had to put up signs. Milk is limited to 2 gallons. This person had to go to the doctor last Thursday for some fluid in the ear. Usually about once a year, I have to get a steroid shot to get my sinuses to come down. The doctor goes to do the shot and they come back and they didn't have the shot. So they just had to write the person a prescription. So things that we need in the medical field is definitely short. So there you go, boots on the ground for today. There's a lot of bad news. I don't want you to dwell on the bad news. I want you to use the bad news to motivate you to prepare, motivate you to make sure your house is in order and to be able to help others, because that's the name of the game. It's going to be hard times coming, probably getting worse, so just be prepared. Thanks for watching.